New tonight at 10, a revealing Beyond the Books investigation discovered that multiple charter schools who didn't need it but accepted it. They accepted free federal money intended for businesses in trouble because of the coronavirus.
Chris Jones is on this story tonight. And Chris, how did you find out about this?
Well, the Beyond the Books team waded through hours of board meetings, more than a dozen charter schools. We discovered at least 2 schools are going to spend money on gifts, maybe even buy computers, or maybe just simply put it in the bank. You will hear just how unashamed these schools are about taking this money, and you'll hear it from recordings of their own public meetings.
So we unexpectedly got free money.
The board members of 2 Utah charter schools are simply giddy.
We all love spending money. At least I do.
This when they find out they will get between $350,000 and $1 million from the controversial Paycheck Protection Program. A federal program meant to help small businesses primarily pay employees during the coronavirus pandemic.
So we would like to do a few fun things with it.
It's fun and games at Franklin Discovery Academy in Vineyard, Utah. Although the federal government expects their $55,000 in taxpayer dollars to be spent on paying salaries, the school plans to use it for things like gift cards, cakes, and food for teachers to the tune of $5,000. They also plan on buying new computers for students. They do, however, have thousands of dollars budgeted for hand sanitizer, cleaning products, and thermometers.
So, you want me to go ahead and start?
Yep.
Okay.
And while at this April 22nd board meeting, they seem to understand the restrictions around the PPP money, they also seem to not be taking the restrictions very seriously.
That particular bucket of money we do need to somehow remotely tie to expenses related to coronavirus.
Beyond the Books wanted to see if the pandemic has rattled Franklin's finances like so many others. But it turns out Franklin Discovery, at that very same meeting they gloated about taking that federal money, admitted they're on solid financial ground.
Almost $1 million in the bank. Doing really well financially, so.
If we spend that money in 6 months, we don't have to pay it back.
At the Utah Military Academy, they received more PPP money than any other Utah charter school, to the tune of $1.15 million.
It's some of that good free government money.
So, what are they going to do with that, quote, good free government money? Well, a switcheroo.
So we take this money to pay the salaries, and the money we were going to pay the salaries is going to go into our accounts to help flush up our funds.
The plan was concerning to at least one UMA board member who noted the school has not seen any budget cuts and hasn't laid off a single employee.
My understanding is that this money was to be used by businesses who, because of a drop in business, were having a hard time keeping up.
But her concerns were dismissed.
We're a nonprofit corporation.
We are a business.
Nonprofit corporation.
I'm sorry, we are a business. Yeah.
And board members go on to justify taking federal money because they were recently investigated by the state for a slew of problems, including fraud, misspending money, and inflating the grades of students. The inquiry led to the resignation of its executive director.
It's screwed by the state.
It's not making it to those struggling businesses that are really searching for a lifeline.
We reached out to Congressman Ben McAdams and showed him what we found. He was concerned that it appears neither school really needs the PPP funds.
Utah Military Academy, who says that they haven't taken any cuts and they haven't laid off any employees, got $1.15 million. I mean, there's obviously a disparity going on.
You know, anytime a dollar goes to an entity that doesn't need it, it's coming out of the pockets from a taxpayer who could spend it themselves better.
So far, $7.9 million in PPP loans have been doled out to Utah charter schools. Beyond the Books found that most of these charters applied the proper federal guidelines for their use of the money. And as these 2 charter schools receive flack for double dipping in free federal money, it looks like at least one UMA board member saw this criticism coming.
I know that there have been a lot of criticism for other educational entities that have applied for this loan, and I just have a problem.
Now, we reached out to all the members of the boards of both of those schools. None of them responded. They did, however, send a written statement. One of the schools said that we were simply liars. Another one had a very short statement. If you want to read those, you can go to our website, KUTV.com. Also, if you have an education story that you think we need to investigate, the information's on your screen. Guys, back to you.